Good day everyone, I am Jade Mijares and reporting Introduction to Paper Manufacturing. First, we discuss about the history of paper making. In 3000 BC, Egyptians mastered the art of creating papyrus paper. So how do they make such paper? They use the stalk of the papyrus plant, which is peeled, laid into two layers, horizontal and vertical, and pressed and dried. These sheets were joined end to end to form a roll, and no glue is used because the natural gum of the plant held the sheets together. On the other hand, in 150 BC, the Chinese first organized the production of paper. It was made from macerated hemp fibers, old fish nets, plant bark, and water. The plant bark is the bark from mulberry tree, and this ingredient was bound and mixed with hemp fibers and old fish nets to make paper. Another one, in the year 500, Mayans used paper created from tree barks. Mayans flattened the inner bark of ficus tree using a specialized texture stone tool that left a slight texture to the end paper. The paper being made is called amate or amatel. And here are other important milestones in the history of paper making. In the year 610, paper arrived and started to be manufactured in Japan. 751, when Arabs started producing paper after they learned its recipe from Chinese prisoners. 1495, when first paper mill established in England. 1690, when first paper mill established in USA. 1798, when paper machine created by inventor N.L. Robert. In 1844, when paper started being made from grounded wood. And now, we discuss the considerations in manufacturing paper. So here are the considerations: grammage and basis weight, dimensions, type, and some other properties which may be involved in some applications of paper. Grammage, also known as GSM, is a measure of air density which is expressed in grams per square meter, and it is being used in the most parts of the world. While basis weight is a measure of air density which is expressed in terms of mass per number of sheets of a specific size. So the convention is used in the United States and few other countries using US paper sizes about a rim of 500 or in some cases 1000 sheet of a given raw steel cut basis size. And here are some description of some ranges of grammage. So first, the 35 to 55 GSM. It is the lightest type of paper in being used from translucent tracing paper to newsprint. So another range is 75 to 90 GSM. This weight of paper is found in sketch pads or notebooks. It is thick enough to draw on with pencil, but heavy ink or marker may bleed through. So, but GSMs of 70 to 80 are used for printer paper, unlike in this range of GSM, which is mostly used for household printer paper. So I think this is in other countries. Another is 120 to 140 GSM. The weight of average promotional poster. Think movie posters hanging on a teenager's bedroom walls or product posters hanging in store windows. Some are seen in some malls when there are announcements or new opening of stores. Another one is 210 to 300 GSM. This is thicker but still bendable. You'll see it is used for some magazine covers in high quality flyers. This is also the weight of most paper used in watercolors or painting, or what they call canvas. And the last range of grammage is 350 to 450. The highest GSM paper is pretty much cardstock. It is the stiffest, sturdiest paper and is used for business cards and invitations. So next consideration to be discussed is the dimension or sizes. So listed here are just some of the commonly used papers in the Philippines. So the letter size, the folio size, or the long coupon, and A4 size. And for the broader classification of sizes, it is showed here. Okay, let's go. Another consideration is the type of paper itself. First one is the bond paper. This type of paper is stronger and more durable than the average sheet paper. Instead of being made from low-grade wood pulp, it is mostly made up of rag pulp. It's perfect for letterheads, type reports, and envelopes. Another one is gloss-coated paper. This paper is typically used for flyers and brochures as it has a high shine. As the ink dries, there is no need for a seal varnish as the ink does not rub off. Another one is matte coated paper. This type of paper is opposite to gloss. It is coated with matte finish to produce a paper that isn't shiny, preventing glare. This type of paper is perfect for reports, flyers, and leaflets. Next is recycled paper. Made from reused paper products, recycled paper is perfect for those who are trying to reduce their environmental impact. It can be used for most documents including reports, memo, paper, and forms. Next is silk-coated paper. The interim between gloss and matte, silk-coated paper has a smooth, silky coating, leaving it smooth to the touch but without the shine of glass paper. This type of paper can be used for many things such as magazines, books, and catalogs. Next is uncoated paper. Typically found in most office printers, uncoated paper has no coating, making it excellent for ink receptivity and absorbency. As it is uncoated, it has advantage for being used for both printer and pen, ideal for forms, letterhead, and memo paper. And the last type of paper is watermark paper. Used in high-quality paper, watermark paper give a feel of luxury and high quality. To create its desired effect, an impression is pressed into a paper by attaching a wire pattern. This type of paper is commonly used as a security feature for important documents including exam certificates. And the last consideration in paper manufacturing are some other properties which may be important for in some applications of paper. First is the brightness. Brightness is a measure of brightness degree or how white it is compared with the brightness standard which is magnesium oxide. So the magnesium oxide is this. The higher the brightness value, the brighter the paper is. Another property is gloss. The gloss figure in the data sheets indicate the percentage reflected light with a defined angle of incidence, or in short, the reflectivity of the paper. The higher the gloss leads to stronger light reflections and higher gloss value. The next one is the PPS roughness or the Parker paint surface roughness. The geometric form of a paper surface is defined as a deviation from the ideal flat level. The more the surface approaches the ideal level, the smoother the paper is. The measuring method PPS is based on measurement of air leakage between the paper surface and even the measuring head. Actually, this PPS is a scale of how rough the paper is. As mentioned in the last sentence, the roughness of a paper is a big factor in maintaining smooth printing process. Why? The more rough the paper is, the higher the possibility of a paper jam. The next property is opacity. The opacity is measure of the opacity degree of paper expressed in in relation of the reflected light. So it is related to the gloss of paper. Next is the pH value. The value in the standard sheet defines the pH value of the surface. The pH values are indicated on the scale of 0 to 40. So it's just the measure of acidity or basicity of the paper. The value 7 marks its neutral point, which corresponds to distilled water. So how it is connected to paper? Papers should have a pH close to the neutral point in order to meet ideal requirements for printing and further. And the last Considered property is the specific volume. Actually, this is common to us, and it is actually related to the grammage or basis weight of the paper. And why do we have to consider those things for paper manufacturing? First, we must satisfy the needs of the people. I mean, the needs in their job. As mentioned, each purpose of paper requires certain thickness, watermark, or brightness. In some transactions, long coupon is needed while in others, A4. In schoolworks, sometimes cartolina is used. There are colors which is needed for a certain project. These are some of the numerous uses of paper, and in order for all jobs which need paper be done, there must be some company which manufactures this type of papers. This paper must be supplied to the public in order to jobs to continuously flow. So thank you very much.